What do you do? Think about that. What do you do? That's a question we are often asked. You may have been asked it tonight. If you come for a drink with us, you probably will definitely be asked that question. What do you do? And yet, when we hear that question, we actually tell them our job title. We give our job title when people ask us what we do. Why do we do that? They didn't actually say, what's your job title, which might be an odd question, but that's what we naturally do. So today, I share with you the solution. Yes, this is what you need, your own personal positioning presentation. This will tell people what it is that you do whenever they ask you. Whether it's in work, whether it's out of work, whether it's here or any kind of networking event. It's a way of conveying it. Now I know that some of you are now going to be having some thought, and you'll say, I know what that is. It's another name for an elevator pitch. I have to tell you, you'll be absolutely wrong. It's not an elevator pitch. The average elevator pitch takes 118 seconds. But if you bump into somebody and they start telling you for nearly 2 minutes what they do, most of them will probably just glaze over. So it's not an elevator pitch. It's much shorter than that. It only wants to be maximum 30 seconds, maybe 1 or 2 sentences, no more, or what it is that you do. So let's look at what a personal statement would have. You talk obviously in the present tense, so it's I do it, I work with, is a great way to start it, as Louis Cream always says. I work with. People often say I help, but unless you're a volunteer, you work, you're paid for it. You don't want to be clever. People sometimes feel like with a presentation, they have to put in all the jargon and the lingo to show how great they are. It wants to be quite simple and easily understood. When you create your statement, you can tell it to a child and they understand, you've got a good statement. So the first part of your personal positioning presentation is, who do you work with? We all work with somebody. If we're entrepreneurs and self-employed, we've got one set of maybe our own clients. If we're employed, we have clients. They might be internal clients, but we have clients, the people that we work with. Otherwise, let's be honest, we wouldn't even have a job if we had nobody to work with. And obviously, if you're doing something, you've got clients, they clearly need something from you. Otherwise, again, why would you be doing it? And finally, how do you help them? The solution. This is what we need to convey over to them each time. They're the 3 basic steps you need to follow through. So then you won't be saying, I'm an accountant, I'm a project manager, I'm a coach. Because a lot of the time we give those descriptions and people don't really know what that means. If you're a life coach, what does it mean? Who do you work with? Who are your particular clients? Same with, say, an accountant. Accountants could be doing 100 million things, different areas, different focuses. And where this comes in, the value, if say you're a networking event, you could tell somebody what you do, and if you get it over well, okay, they might not want to work with you. You may not be appropriate for them. But if they go and talk to somebody else a bit later, they might remember what you said and be able to introduce you. And that is the key to your statement. It should be one that people can remember. And if they can remember it, then you obviously, again, had a successful presentation. And it's just a short, little statement. Because that's why we go to networking events, of course, so we build up those relationships, how we do that. So let's look at an example, or a sample structure. Hopefully. Here it is. That's a sample structure of what you want to create. Who you work with, what they want, what they need, what is it you're trying to convey, of course, and of course, what the result is. Because everybody works with you for a result. As I said, we've all got clients, be they internal or external, and you are obviously fulfilling a service to them. There's a reason why you're there. So I've got a couple of examples of how this might work with a few different areas. So we know who they work with, we know what they do, or the need is, rather than just saying, which could be anything. Who do you teach it to? Who do you work with? I've got to be honest, that's what I used to say. That's what I used to say all the time. And it means nothing to anybody. Do I teach it to children, adults, professionals? Who? Nobody knows. So we need to tell them. So here we know exactly again, they work with young women. What do they want them to do? What do they need? And how do they help them? Right? Rather than, which again, I'm a life coach. Oh, you're a life coach for what? Or there you see exactly what they do. And a final example for you. Again, it doesn't mean anything. Whereas we look at that, it clearly explains what that person does. Which is the value, as I say, when we're in events like this with other professionals, networking events, career fairs, whatever it is you happen to be able to clearly convey what it is you do, how you help people, and the results that you achieve. So therefore, create your own personal positioning presentation, have a clear understanding, rehearse it, so when you deliver it to anybody, it doesn't sound false. It flows off the tongue. It's like it's natural. It's like your name. That's how it should come across. Just like telling your name. And that will help you to have more success in your business and your careers. This is Toastmasters.